Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're filming with my new tripod, so yay. You'll see that the filming space isn't so tight. Actually, I have a little bit of breathing room. Maybe got to figure out the semantics of where to actually place this tripod, but for now this is what we're going to do. Today we're going to talk about fakes and basically my experience with getting fakes, how I determined they were fake, and yeah, just hopefully some tips that are helpful. We also have all these, which are fake. I mentioned in the other video that I've had a hell of a time collecting these. So yeah. Let's just start. I do have soup that I ordered to my house because it's a beautiful snowy winterish day. So I may have to have a cut some point just so I can go grab that and it doesn't freeze on my doorstep. That aside, let's start with Armypedia Tay. These are from the puzzle. And these are so heavily bootlegged, like faked for so like I don't even understand why certain cards end up being the it cards to fake. But these ones are. So sometimes when you're looking at pictures online, it's not the easiest thing to suss out because sometimes people take bad quality even of real photos. And although you should probably maybe think of avoiding those posts anyway, I wanted to show you some things you can look for, even if the quality's bad, to kind of see the difference between a real and a fake. Tay, Puzzlepedia card. Armypedia, Puzzlepedia, whatever. The ones from the puzzle. So, this one is the legitimate run. So we can see it has sharp corners. It's very clear. You can see to the edge of his eye, and you can see a little beyond, right? Whereas in the fake, it's a little darker, and the corners, especially when you're looking at listings for prices that are too good to be true, the corners are more round. So keep an eye on that, look for a rounded edge. They still look sharp, but they're actually rounded, whereas like the other ones are just straight, sharp corner, if you can see that. Because if you don't have them to compare side by side, you might not notice the difference, and especially when you're just browsing so many listings. But you can see this one's like more pinkish, it's darker, it's more blurry, and the corners. And then as I mentioned, Tay's eye here, you can see it kind of just is at the edge. Also, it's dark and blurry, so it's kind of hard to tell where his like the edge of like around his eye is. And I could go into like the backs, but if you don't have an original to compare to, you're not going to know what the color difference is to begin with. The other thing is always texture. I'm going to say this up front. Every single fake I've got feels fake. And it's sometimes hard to authenticate because you'd worry, but every single one feels fake. They kind of feel like freebies. Sometimes they do get the card stock, like the weight of the card, correct. But usually they're shinier. So I'm seeing if I can get like a shine on this for the camera. But let's see if I can do this here. There we go. So the thing is, this is shiny, but it does have a bit of a pattern. Or a texture, I should say. In this case, the texture on the original is more tight and smooth. There is a little bit of a pattern, but it's less. So that's these two. I'll put them here for a moment for comparison. Yeah. Moving on. Let's sleeve this boy back up. Next is Wake Up. And this one is a more obvious one. Again, some things aren't necessarily obvious if you've seen them, or if you don't have an original, because the shape of the fake here is kind of more similar to like a Korean album card. It's got like rounded edges. We just got like a sheen on it. The back is pretty shiny. But again, I gotta stress, the second I got this card in the mail, I didn't have Jin at the time. I didn't have anything to compare it to. It feels fake. It feels like a freebie card. I got it off eBay. I complained to the seller immediately. I sent them photos. I actually found these for sale on Etsy, and that's what they were selling for full price. So immediately got my money back. And since they didn't ask for the card back, I can use it now for comparisons. So down here, you can probably see that they're quite different. The zoom is very different. Like Tae's whole arm is visible here where it's not visible here. It's cut off, same with the top of his head. You can see the corners are different. The quality is different. And the back is different. As well, the fake here is also bigger in this case. Like, this fake was meant to be a replica for someone who was looking for this card but couldn't afford it. Like, that was the intent of the Etsy seller. It wasn't meant to be sold full price on eBay by scammers. So again, I didn't have Jin to compare to at the time, but it felt fake. Like, as soon as you touch it, I don't know how to describe it. You just get that feeling. Just doesn't feel right. Next we have Third Muster Tae. So we're gonna unsleeve the original here. So for this one, again, you can see side by side, this one's slightly zoomed, slightly blurry. Corners are wrong. There's like, it's hard to see, but it's like the detail on the side here is sharper on the original. And in the case of this one, the original has specks, so you can look for those. So you can see them right here at the top. Like, texture-wise, not the best to be able to tell them apart if you just have one at home. This is the thing. I'm trying to help if this is what you got, you don't have anything to compare it to. Look for specs, check the corners, and then also check the quality. So in the case of this one, you can see like the picture is smaller on the original. Smaller, crisper, nicer, specs on top. Yeah. And finally, we're going to look at one of the most problematic sets in all of friggin' Bangtan. The set that made me literally lose interest in collecting for a little while, just because the fakes are so close to the originals. And like, I'm pretty sure, like side by side, you can see that the fake is orange, right? And if I grab Jin of the same one down here, again, colors are like darker, more orange. But if you don't have these side by side to compare to original, it can be hard because if you look, the zoom is pretty good. And that's usually a big indicator. This one actually has more of a little more obvious. But like some of these, it's very, very hard to tell without a proper side by side comparison. This one's the bane of my existence. 2 fakes so far. It's coming. The other thing is I will put these beside these ones as well. Is once again, these are darker. They're more orangey, whereas like the colors on these are softer and cooler. Also, if you do have an original to compare to, or even another set, a good way to look is with the shine. It's so difficult still though. But the originals are a little textured on the top here, and the bottom is gloss. But as you can see, the shape, the width, like they are difficult to suss out. They do feel different side by side. The fake is like more wibbly. Cardstock is not quite as nice as like the original here. So you can see that texture. But these are an absolute pain. So I feel anyone who's trying to collect this set for any member, because it's just trash trying to get it. So hopefully this helps a little bit. I must stress, it happens to everyone. Don't beat yourself up over it. All of us, you know, we do our research. Sometimes the scam, like the sellers are just scammers and they're gonna, like, they know what they're doing. Sometimes you do all the research in the world and it still comes out, you know, fake. So don't beat yourself up over it if it happens. Just try to learn from it. And again, I stress that every single time one of these cards came into me, as soon as it was in my hand, it feels like a freebie, feels fake. It feels off. Like if you have other cards, you might get that indication. I'm by no means an expert at authenticating. Usually it's just been experience and time. Sometimes a good thing is I will get a card from a reputable seller and then we'll have like a card come in from eBay, which I don't really shop on anymore, but I did in the past. Let's just open this to something so we have something to look at. There we go. I don't shop at eBay anymore unless it's like actually cheaper there. But they are good for money back. So if you do have a fake, you prove it. All you have to do is take pictures of the fake card you have, what you received, film an unboxing just in case, just protect yourself. Take pictures of the card you received, help look online for originals or ask a friend to help authenticate or another army, and then send those pictures comparing. You can even use like Instagram with the story feature where you can use 2 frames. It's very easy to do that without having editing skills, to say like fake here, real here. And you can do that, send your submission in, and eBay has been very, very good Most of the sellers don't want to get caught for selling fakes, so they either refund you immediately, or on the rare case, some will make you send the card back because they want to pretend it's legitimate and not get dinged by eBay. Those ones are more annoying, but at least you get your money back. So there's other ways to authenticate too, and like I can't really show it on this video, but there's also like zooming in to see the dots, like the print quality. Like fakes often have a worse print quality or a different shape to the print. Like when you're zoomed in, it's hard to describe, but you'll see that. And again, like just other ARMY are happy to help usually. There's always someone out there that like, you know, put it in a story, put it in a tweet, just try to get it authenticated as best you can within the community. That being said, I think that's it. Please do also keep in mind that if you have a card that is like, I don't have one here, but if you have like an album card where the picture is shifted, like you see more of the picture rather than less, maybe more of the picture than other people have, that's probably more like a printing error, or like that one sheet of paper was slightly unaligned, so you get more of the photo. Just remember, scammers and people who make replicas, they can't fake adding more to a photo. Yet. I'll say yet because we don't know with how tech is going, but if it looks good, if you can't reasonably call it a fake, if you can't find the reasons that it's fake, it's probably fine. If you're looking for all the signs of it, it's probably fine. So I hope this helps a little bit. I hope it's kind of coherent. And I hope my few experiences here with getting fakes helps other people not run into that issue. But yeah, feel free to use this video for anything like that, especially the stupid Armypedia ones, because they are very frustrating. And especially Fifth Muster. Fifth Muster Japan, Fifth Muster Korea, both bad. So if you need it, there's similar paper quality, similar paper weight, texture. Check it out. Do what you can to feel better about having them in your collection. Thank you for coming to my channel. See you in the next video. Bye!